as we inch further and further into spring and closer to summer, we are prepping the garden around here for some beautiful blooms and summer bouquets. We are foraging for flowers that are ready and in season now, and we are enjoying the fresh herbs and lettuce and early season veggies in the kitchen. The first thing that I needed to do for my summer garden was start some more seeds. So I had mentioned to you guys that my flowers kind of all looked really bad from the last batch, and I'm happy to report that they're looking way better. So I'm excited to give you guys an update on those next week, just to let them get a little more pronounced, but they're looking way healthier. But I wanted to start more seeds because I only have about a quarter of my garden filled right now, and I definitely want to have every single landscape fabric hole that's burned with a plant in it. And so I am starting some more seeds just to make sure that they can all get full and we have a lot of healthy plants in there. The update on the herbs is that I did not wait for them to bounce back. So I went to Lowe's and bought plants and decided that waiting and being all like, oh, I didn't start it from seed was silly because the plants were on sale and I was spending more buying herbs by the pack on our Walmart order. So I had my little potted herb garden and it is now healthy and lush, and we are picking herbs from it for basically every single meal. Once I got a second round of seeds started in the morning, I needed to head inside and get a lunch started. Whenever I forget to set out meat, my go-to is the Instant Pot with chicken because you can cook it from frozen. And so I just season it, add a bit of water, and cook on high pressure for 10 to 12 minutes, depending on how thawed it is. Sometimes I'll remember to put it in water and get it a little bit thawed. So just kind of use your best judgment there. The thing I have going this morning in the kitchen is pasta salad. I've mentioned this on this channel before, but I like to have some sort of easy lunch that me and my husband can kind of just grab and eat whenever in the fridge available. And so for this week, I wanted to make pasta salad. For the quantity of pasta salad that I make for my husband and I, you do not need a whole red onion. That would be a lot of onions in pasta salad. And I love onions, so that would be kind of insane. So what I did with the other half of the onion was just put it through the mandolin and got it in rings, cut those in half, and I figured that I could make pickled onions because I love having pickled onions on hand. And so while I was making the pasta salad, the chicken, we had a lot of things going in the kitchen at once. I decided to add in just making some of the vinegar, water, sugar mix on the stove so that we could also have fresh pickled onions in the kitchen. The more time that I spend in the kitchen, the more recipes I make and things that I try, I can catch myself getting more confident and more creative, which has honestly been such a fun learning experience. Things that I used to have to Google, like how to make shredded chicken in the Instant Pot. I actually did have to Google that. I know I tell you guys a lot that I'm not an experienced cook, and that is true. I'm no longer having to Google. I don't have to Google how to make pickled onions anymore. So I'm catching myself getting more confident. Jobs are going by a lot quicker, and I am getting more creative. So I guess I say all of that to say, like, if you feel like you just don't know how to cook, just start from a recipe, and all the things that feel really, really hard will soon, or like feel like you have to Google them, Soon you won't have to. It's kind of amazing how quick that comes, and you get more confident as well in the kitchen. I already mentioned what goes into the pickled onions. The pasta salad is so easy. It's just pasta, shredded chicken, red onion, tomatoes, basil, with white wine vinegar, olive oil, and some Italian seasonings, and then obviously salt and pepper to your taste. And it's so easy and such a good meal to just pull out and quickly snack on or have for a lunch. So these are two simple things going on in my kitchen this morning that will make life a little easier and more flavorful for the week. The following day, I had a lot of plans and things I needed to get done in the garden, but I wanted to start our lunch/dinner plans as early as possible. So we had a roast thawing overnight, and I had plans of making shredded roast tacos with the meat. So I wanted to just get the meat started so that it could go in the Instant Pot. This particular recipe or this particular roast goes in the Instant Pot for about 45 minutes at high pressure. So once it comes to pressure, that ends up being about an hour. So I just needed to get it in the Instant Pot so that I could get outside and start all my gardening stuff. You guys have actually seen this particular recipe on this channel before. It's the one that uses a beer, which was really interesting and adds a really fun flavor profile to the roast. And then I knew that we were doing like a more taco-like meal with it. So I decided to also add in some chili powder before I put everything into the Instant Pot and cooked it. Okay. Once I got lunch started and the kitchen cleaned up, I was headed outside to work on my raised bed. So this is a different part of my garden that we had tried to plant strawberries in here last year and they completely died. I don't really know what happened. So I decided that I couldn't let these raised beds sit for a whole season with nothing growing in them. So I went out, weeded them, kind of raked up the soil a little bit, and added a layer of compost just to add a little bit of life back into the soil and get it all healthy. And then these will be planted with annual flowers. After I got back in from the garden, the roast was cooked and ready to be shredded. Now, I know I'm wearing a different outfit. It is the same day. I got properly destroyed in the garden with all the compost and the soil and all that kind of stuff. So I had to go shower and change. So I was definitely ready to come in and eat some fresh lettuce and herbs and make some yummy roast tacos. You guys know that I am not shy about being someone who absolutely loves summer, and I always say that even the food is better in the summer. Get bright green lettuce and fresh herbs and veggies, and it just makes for such amazing food. Later in the week, my seed order from Johnny's and Baker Creek Heirloom came in, so it was time to get outside and get these raised beds planted. So I chose to plant celosia in one of them, and I'm really hoping it comes up. I did see birds kind of pecking at the seeds, so I'm not sure if they will work, but I chose this beautiful plume celosia, and in the same bed I have started stock seeds from indoors, and so I'm planning on putting those in there. And then in the other bed we are doing a full bed of amaranth. I looked up a very famous flower farmer from Seattle. Her name is Erin Benzacane, and her farm is called Floral. She has 3 varieties of amaranth that she swears by, so I ordered those and are planting those in the other bed to hopefully have some beautiful fall blooms. One evening, my husband and I were taking a walk, and at the very, very back of our lot, I noticed a lily plant in full bloom that I had never seen before. And so I was like, I'm coming outside tomorrow and I am cutting those and making an arrangement. So that is exactly what I did. And this is definitely one of the reasons why I love I guess it's actually late spring, early summer for the blooms. A lot of really beautiful perennials are blooming like peonies and these lily plants. And I just love the way the earth comes alive and there's just so much more color. Our hydrangea plants are starting to open up and get some flower heads on them. And that just gets me so excited for summer. I'm sure that you guys have caught on by now that I love houseplants, and I noticed that my pilea definitely needed a haircut. He had a lot of the little friends that they make that were getting way too big and crowding him out of his pot, so I am attempting at removing them, growing roots, and hopefully getting more little pilea babies around the house. The last thing we have going on this week around here is a small kitchen upgrade. The other day while I was thrifting, I found this cute orange lamp base and decided that it would be perfect for this spot in my kitchen that I have been thinking needs a lamp for a long time. And so I quickly rearranged and got him into his new home. And it has been so lovely to have this space be a little more put together than it was in the past. As always, I hope this video was inspiring to you, and I hope you guys have an amazing week.